Hi, this is the movie recaps, and this is the movie Planet of the Apes, A New Kingdom. After the invention of a new virus, apes become smarter and mankind becomes dumber. However, some ape tribes want to use the legacy of civilization to take over the world. The film begins with a brief historical account of the creation of a virus that made monkeys smarter and humans dumber. The chimpanzee Caesar united the monkeys to oppose mankind and build a new furry world. After his death, after many generations, nature finally took over from civilization. Three young chimpanzees, Noah, Anaya, and Suna, climb a verdant skyscraper in search of eagle eggs. However, Noah is missing an egg. According to tribal law, all eggs cannot be taken from a nest. So he jumps to another building where he finds another nest. A returning eagle knocks the primate down. They return home with the loot in preparation for the coming-of-age ceremony, for which the eagle's eggs are needed. The tribe lives by falconry. Noah's father, to whom he tells of the successful egg, holds the important position of master of the eagles. However, the human rag makes his father wary. In the evening, he sends a warrior into the forest to drive the white-skinned man away. But during the confrontation, the man accidentally breaks an eagle egg. To avoid upsetting his father, Noah decides to get a new one before the ceremony tomorrow and leaves the settlement on horseback. Noticing flashes in the night, Noah comes across a dying warrior killed by a tribe of raiders with electric weapons. He hides from the bandits, but they spot his horse, which returns home. Noah runs after them, and by the time he reaches the village, it's in flames. The bandits take the tribesman prisoner. He tries to help, but gets hit with a stun gun. Taking advantage of the commotion, Noah climbs up to the falconry where his father releases the birds. A gorilla, the leader of the raiders, appears. The bandit fights Noah's father and throws him off the roof. Noah wakes up in the morning to find his father dead. After burying him, the primate vows to find his kin and bring them back home and sets off on the road, taking with him the shocker the invaders found. His way lies through the tunnel where they had stumbled upon the man the day before, straight into the jungle city. After spending an anxious night in front of a campfire in an unknown place, Noah sees his father's falcon in the morning. He tries to tame the bird, but it scratches its legs and flies away. Noah is saved from falling into the funeral pyre below by lianas in which he miraculously got tangled. Having got out, Noah gets acquainted with Raka-Tango. He also tells Noah about the teachings of Caesar, according to which the apes still live today. Noticing the clash with humans, Raka explains to Noah that humans were once the predominant species. He chases him away, despite Raka's pleas not to do so. Then they set off together, accompanied by a soaring falcon. In the evening, at a rest stop, the orangutan again spots a man and throws him food, gesturing for him to eat. The man turns out to be a young girl. Raka names her Nova according to the old monkey tradition and gives her a blanket to keep her warm. Suffering from insomnia, Noah wanders around. He finds a huge telescope. Looking through it, the chimpanzee takes in the majesty of the universe. Afterwards, a new one arrives, also looking through the eyepieces. In the morning, Noah tells Raka that the girl has the rudiments of intelligence, just like a monkey. Taking Nova with them, the primates resume their journey. They come across a herd of monochrome horses known as zebras. Other people also come to the watering hole. Raka wants to stay with Nova among the humans. Noah continues traveling alone, but before they can separate, a raider led by Silva the gorilla appears. They hunt the humans, trapping and netting them. Nova almost gets caught in the nets, but escapes. Silva, the gorilla who has his eye on her, pursues the girl. He and his friends drive her into a field of tall grass, at the other end of which Noah rides out on horseback. Silva and Noah race towards the fleeing girl. Noah grabs her first, knocking down the gorilla with his purr. They are pursued by the raider, but the appearance of Raka with a club gets rid of the fugitives' tails. After breaking away and releasing the horses, Noah tells the orangutan that the girl can talk, but he doesn't believe it. Nova turns to the apes and tells them that her name is May. She tells them that she comes from a human settlement where there are plenty of people who have not been dumbed down by the virus and still have the gift of speech. May has kept silent for fear of the monkey's anger. Noel does not trust her, but overcomes her dislike by sharing a blanket. The chimpanzee also manages to fix a trophy taser. In the morning, the travelers come to a wooden bridge over the river. Crossing it, they get trapped by Silva's pilots. Fighting off the apes, May falls into the river, but Rocka rescues her. He himself does not manage to get out when the gorilla cuts the rope. The turbulent current carries the orangutan scientist away. The raiders lead the captives Noah and May along the ocean shore, past the rotting hulks of giant ships. Inside one such ship washed ashore is the boundary of a monkey settlement, where the captive monkeys are working to strengthen the coastal embankment that protects the settlement from the waves of the sea. Noah notices a huge gateway to some underground bunker and meets Suna and the rest of the relatives, including his mother. Silva takes May away to lock her in a separate room. Looking around, the girl notices many relics of human civilization, including books. Suddenly appears the limping Treventin, another human who has retained intelligence and the ability to speak. He serves as an advisor to the local king Proximus Caesar. May considers him a traitor. Hearing trumpets blowing, people look out through a hole in the wall into the courtyard. Proximus, king of the bonobo breed of pygmy chimpanzees, emerges. He gives a rousing speech on Caesar's legacy, expressing the mathematical wisdom that apes are stronger together. The king then gives the go-ahead to try to break down the gate to the bunker. But the combined forces of horses and apes are not enough, even after detonating the planted explosives. After failing, Proximus invites the newcomers May and Noah to dinner to explain what he wants. According to him, the underground bunker contains a legacy of human wisdom that will teach the apes about technological advancement. This will allow the apes to finally establish themselves as the dominant species, eliminating the threat of humans. The king suspects that May knows how to open the entrance. According to Free Intelligence, she has been moving purposefully toward the underground vault according to the map. Noah realizes that the girl is not as simple as she seemed and that he distrusted her for a reason. However, the king's attempt to win him over to his side also fails. The chimpanzee has already realized that most of the Proximus subjects are mere slaves, including the servant to the skinny Anayo. But the king does not insist on swearing allegiance right away. When Noah later reflects on what happened on the pier, his father's falcon, who has accompanied him all the way, flies up to him. The bird sits on his part to prove his submission. Remembering the promise made at his father's grave to bring the tribesmen home, Noah decides to team up with May, but first he has to find out her true motives. In a private conversation, the girl confesses that there is a book in the vault that can give people back the power of speech. Using May's knowledge and Suna's support, Noah goes ahead with his plan. They take the explosives prepared by the girl. When they spot Nio, the king's waiter, offering his help, the old man tries to talk the girl out of the plan, but fearing that he will turn them in, she attacks him and strangles him to death. The dudes decide to throw the corpse into the ocean. Then they wander along a narrow strip of coastal rocks to a secret entrance. It is located at the top, so the chimpanzee has to climb the rocks, dragging May, who is less adapted to such movements, on his heels. At the top, the conspirators find a platform with a ventilation shaft. Having climbed through it into the underground vault, the primates and the girl go down the stairs. May finds a control panel from the armory and pulls out a hard drive. At the same time, the chimpanzees look through a schoolroom where they find a children's picture book. It shows humans as the dominant species, while monkeys are kept in cages in zoos. Discouraged by what they see, they nevertheless follow May when she suggests they leave. The way passes a hangar with military equipment mothballed until beta times. May triggers the opening of the gate from the inside. With the sunlight, King Proximus and his retinue of gorillas are already waiting for them outside. The king praises Noah for the work he has done and has even invited his entire tribe to share in the triumph. To stimulate his brain, Proximus orders Sunan to be taken hostage, and his men threaten her with a knife. While Noah hesitates to respond, a thunderous gunshot rings out. May carefully took a revolver from behind the armory, which she used to shoot the primate holding Suna hostage. However, Proximus is satisfied with the result. He lets May go, and realizing that the vault is full of such weapons, But the girl also realizes that it is dangerous to leave the equipment with the primate. She runs to where the detonator of the explosives prudently placed during the night and activates it. Standing on a hill, May watches as a torrent of water drives the monkey into the bunker. The ocean gradually floods the vault, forcing the primates to climb ladders higher and higher to the ventilation hood above. The gorilla decides that now is the best time to put an end to the annoying upstart once and for all. A chase through the passages ends with them both falling into the water, where the warlord continues to pursue the chimpanzee. Taking advantage of the difference in size, Noah lures the gorilla into a trap. The king beats up the chimpanzee, who has broken all his raspberries, demonstrating his power to the others. However, the wounded Noah, instead of pleading for mercy, begins to make strange chanting sounds. Proximus does not realize that in this way they are summoning birds of prey hovering above them. It is not for nothing that the tribe has practiced falconry for many years. The feathered aviation attacks the king, pushing him off the cliff into the foamy surf. She has come to say goodbye, although the chimpanzees no longer trust her, as well as the rest of the humans who dream of dominating the world as it was before. However, she does not trust him too much either, and keeps her revolver behind her back just in case. Nevertheless, Noah gives May a medallion of Raka, who believed in the ideals of Cesar and the peaceful coexistence of humans and apes. Well, together with Suna, they go to look through the telescope. May at this time return to a certain military bunker, which is under quarantine. She gives the liaison pulled out of the underground storage hard disk. It turns out to be the key encryption for space satellites. Thanks to him, the base of people around the world who have not lost their intelligence can once again communicate and coordinate their actions. This is the end of the movie, unlike the confrontation between humans and apes, which takes a new turn. Write in the comments your opinion, and in the meantime put likes and subscribe that interesting retellings came out more often.